I saw a rangatahi who was just so easily Māori. And I hope I can give that to my tamariki. Tūpuna Parenting, meaning ancestral Māori parenting, really. This mātauranga was given to me by my mum, but also really from Nanny, from her mum, who was born in 1901 and died in 1996. She was Emere Harte Waiwaha Ka from Ngāti Pro. So mum had been a teacher and a researcher, as well as a mother and a grandmother, and Nanny had been a midwife and a nurse, as well as a mother, grandmother and great-grandmother. And through that whakapapa, we've inherited, our whānau has inherited this beautiful mātauranga. But the kaupapa is really about that in pre-colonial times, Māori were gentle, respectful and loving parents and whānau. And we know that through lots of sources, from pūrākau, which are oral histories, or waiata oriori, which are traditional lullabies, whakatauki, as well as early explorer accounts, Europeans at the time who saw our people and saw how we parented and wrote about it in their books and letters back to England and other places. And from all that, we know that Once Were Warriors was not how our whānau raised their pepe and tamariki. This kaupapa, this taonga that are tuku iho, we are trying to share it with whānau across the motu, so then everyone knows this truth. So we focus on two pillars of tūpuna parenting, tuatahi, that pepe are born tapu. And when we say tapu, a lot of people translate that as sacred for a one-word translation, and that's pretty good. But how you treat people and places and things that are tapu all kind of varies. We're all descendants from the atua, from the spirit world. And so that means that we've all got tapu on board. And then tuarua, the second po, is mana. Pepe are born with mana. So mana is not just something that we earn with age and good service to our whānau and community. That's part of it, of course. But it's also mana and tapu are interconnected. You can't have one without the other. Where something is more tapu, it has more mana. Because we're all descended from the atua, we're all born tapu from them and from our tūpuna, who are tapu as well. And so that means we're also born with mana. And so our pepe are worthy of respect right from birth, and our tūpuna knew that. And they showed us that in many ways. With this kaupapa, we ask people to look back into their own whānau and their own whakapapa to find whānau stories, whānau pūrākau, that illustrates the gentle and respectful parenting ways of our tūpuna that we know is there and that we know has still been passed down through, through our DNA, through our whakapapa. For me, when we do that reflection, people will often recall their koro and kuia. They'll often remember the old people in their lives, the kaumātua and whoever else, and remember some beautiful stories about them. And those are what gets shared in the reflections. And so we flip that to be like, okay, one day you are going to be the kuia. How are your mokopuna going to remember you? What kind of stories are they going to tell about you? What mark and impact will you have left on your whānau, on your community, on te ao? And so asking people to think, how are your mokopuna going to remember you? What kind of tūpuna will you become? And trying to get people to think about their journey in that regard. So for my tamariki and my mokopuna, it's hold fast to our ways. Be gentle, be loving, be kind. Kia ora.